Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, an alternate view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology, presented by yours truly, Ron Berger. Today is March 15th, 2015, so let's take a look at the week that was and how the planets' positions in the zodiac matched up with the past week's events. The conjunction of Mars and Uranus last week put together the planet of violence and the planet of sudden events, an obvious indicator for accidents, and there were plenty of them, from helicopter crashes to a cement factory collapse in Bangladesh and 3 separate oil train derailments, all in the space of 1 week. Mars, as the planet of war, is the planet of weapons, and Uranus represents rebellion. During a peaceful demonstration in Ferguson, Missouri last week, shots rang out and 2 police officers went down. And in the natural events department, Mars plus Uranus in the water sign Pisces produced a Category 5 cyclone, dubbed Pam, which slammed the island nation of Vanuatu in the South Pacific, turning a tropical paradise into near-total devastation. Another unusual event last week, which got the rumor mill frothing. Where's Vlad? Russian President Vladimir Putin disappeared from public view for 10 days. Which is unusual for the media-savvy Prez, who is featured in Russian news reports almost daily. What happened? Well, let's take a look at his chart and see if we can find any clues. This looks suspicious. The Mars-Uranus conjunction is happening in his 6th house of health and disease. Mars is the planet of infections. Uranus gives sudden events. So this could be it. Or 6th house is also enemies, and Mars with Uranus can produce something nasty in that category. Maybe Mr. Putin had some business to attend to? Last week, the planet of aggression, Mars, combined with the planet of unusual events, manifesting in a different way via the birth chart of the USA. Mars with Uranus in Pisces puts the combo in the 4th house of the USA chart, the house that stands for the opposition party. Last Monday, 47 Republican United States senators signed onto an unusual, somewhat aggressive letter written to Iran's leaders that basically said, no matter what deal you make with the Obama administration, it has no meaning without our approval. Critics say the intervention by the senators marks an unprecedented and dangerous intrusion into the president's traditional power to conduct foreign policy. Others, including Iran's supreme leader himself, dismissed the senators' threat as just another indication of the dysfunctional nature of the United States government. Whether the proposed was to sabotage the negotiations with Iran or to reassert the authority of Congress for approving foreign policy agreements, it soon became obvious that the Iran letter, as it was called, was backfiring on the signers, that it was just another display of partisan theatrics, reduced to the most favorite Twitter hashtag as 47 traitors. Hillary finally came clean last Tuesday about her emails, saying she thought it would be simpler to have one device for both personal and official use. See, that's all it was. Question is, should we believe her? Well, take a look at her natal chart. Note how the 8th house ruler, representing secrets and clandestine activities, and the 12th house ruler, representing hidden acts, have joined in the 1st house of self. This is just part of her natural tendencies. Now, perhaps the more important question is, has this damaged her chances for becoming the next president of the United States? Media tongues have been wagging incessantly, which brings us back to, what predictions do we get from her natal chart? Well, she just entered her Sun major period. The Sun is the planet of power and rulership, and it is positioned in her ascendant, her first house, the house of self-actualization. I'll be doing a complete analysis of Hillary Clinton's future prospects in an upcoming special report soon. Lastly, there's some strange stuff going on in the homeland. Mars, planet of violence and weapons, conjunct Uranus, planet of the unusual, in the fourth house of the people, while the USA is in a Sun sub-period, which activates the sign Leo, the sign in the ninth house of the USA chart, which is the house of justice. In recent months, the nation has struggled with a shortage of lethal injection drugs for the purpose of executing prisoners sentenced to death. The state of Utah has come up with an answer to this annoying problem. Last week, Utah's legislature passed a bill bringing back the firing squad as an alternate way of sending death row inmates to their final reward. The USA will now join other current countries who currently make use of this violent technique: Indonesia, China, and North Korea, to name a few. Okay, that'll do it for this week's Review of the Week. You can keep up with daily astrological developments and contribute your own thoughts by following me on Twitter at Astro News Report.